Hi guys, this is Corey with Sellercore Auction Template Tools. Today I'm going to talk about watermark images. A watermark image is when you take two images and you combine them into one. You do this for purposes of branding your image or possible advertising your image. So you could do this obviously with Photoshop or other image editing programs, but if you don't have access to that, you can do this with Sellercore very easy, and it's reversible only to you when you log into your Sellercore manager. So it's a good way to protect your images. I'm going to show you how. So quick example, I have this stock image here. It actually is, you can see right there, it actually is a full-size image. So this is just a regular image. If I took this myself and I wanted to brand it, or for some reason I wanted to brand a stock image, I could, and that's what I've done here. If I put sellercore.com, and then I also added advertising on the second one. It just says designed for eBay, but it could say 10% off or for sale, or lots of other things out there. But I want to use this for a quick example that it's also important to pay attention where you watermark your image. Obviously this isn't on the image and it looks fine, but it'd be very easy for me to come in and just crop this out and completely get rid of that Sellercore watermarking without disrupting the image, where this one, it's on the image a little bit. You got to imagine how incredibly difficult it would be to first remove that and then to fill in all those back colors behind that image. There's no way of copying this out or cutting this out without doing that. This is one image and I'd have to basically recreate this image if I wanted to use it. So it really keeps people from stealing your hard work. That's a lot of extra work. So that's a good reason to use watermarking for those purposes. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to go to sellercore.com and sign in, and what you'll see is this. If you're already a Sellercore member, simply sign in. If not, register. It's fast and easy. So once you sign in, you'll see this. It's a Sellercore manager. This is the launch page. There's lots of great stuff here, but we're going to manage our images. Alright, from here, I have this laptop image right here that I'm going to be using. So you can see there's no watermarks on there. This is the way I found it. So what I'm going to do is I have a couple of watermarking images I want to upload. So I am going to create a folder called Watermark Images. I can spell water right. Call it Watermark Images. You certainly don't have to do this. I do this just so I can keep them separate. Go in there, hit New Images, choose Files, go on my computer. There they are. I'm actually going to upload 4 of them for this example. Hit Open and then Save New Images. Let them upload. And there they are. Alright, I'm going to preview the first one. Show an example. So right here, I don't know if you can see it. It said JPG, PNG, PNG, JPG. So that's a different image file type. This is important to know for this example. When you're just using images to sell, it may not always be important to know. For this, it is important. The reason why is that a JPEG image will never have a clear or transparent background. It will always have a color of some sort. This one happens to be white, but it could be any color in the rainbow. And while most web pages and eBay may have a white background, you may not see this white on white, but it's still there. So if I go to a different image, a PNG image, or you could, like a GIF image would be the same, you can see that it has a transparent background. It doesn't have to have a transparent background, but a lot of times they do. So the difference with this is that when I put this on top of an image, you'll see the images behind it. So that would be this right here. I could see behind this, where if I put white on this, it'd be a big white block on there. So something important to keep in mind when you're looking for your watermark images or if you're designing them yourself. Alright, let's go back to our laptop. Here it is. So when I preview this laptop in a browser, you can see there's no watermarking on it, just the way it is. So I go to my watermark. Now, Sellercore watermark feature is for Sellercore full users. If you haven't upgraded to become a full user, I definitely recommend it. It removes all advertising, comes with a bunch of extra disk space for uploading images. The Premiere templates, they're all included. You don't have to buy any more Premiere templates. They're all included. They're all free. So it's definitely worth the value. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to check it on, and there it is. Since I haven't selected an image, it just threw a default image in there for me, and I have to say sellercore.com. Because I have it turned on, it is technically watermarked. Alright, so I have an option for an image ID right here. An image ID would be the last numbers here. If you know those for your watermarking image, that's great. If you don't know them, simply select watermark image. I'm going to go into my folder I created, and we're going to start with this JPEG with the white background. So you can see when I clicked on that, There it is, threw it in there, it's on the bottom, and obviously it's way too big. Obviously I can't see through it, which is fine for this example, but I need to move it around because it's not going to work. So I'll go to position, and you'll see 9 options. I have top left, top center, top right, and then same for the middle and same for the bottom. I'm going to move it to the top right. So once again, you can see it's too big, it's blocking things. So next I'm going to do is I want to resize this a little bit. So I'm going to skip over margin for a second, and I'm going to go to this image ratio, and I'll talk about max ratio in a few seconds. So image ratio 100. 100 literally means 100%. This image was uploaded at this size. So if I were to view this image somewhere else, it'd be the same size. So this is obviously too big. I could make it bigger. If it was too small, certainly make it bigger, make it 150%. For this example, I'm going to make it 50%. It could be whatever works. So it holds the same ratio. I don't have to deal with height and width. It just made it 50% smaller, which looks great. And if I preview this, you can see that it's on the edge. It's on the top edge and right edge, which may be fine. Or if I wanted to move it a little bit. So that's where my margin comes in. LR stands for left, right. That it add pixels to the left and right. And TB stands for top, bottom, pixels to the top and bottom. So if I just wanted to move it down 5 pixels, I could do that. And you can see it moved it down, and if I wanted to move it in, let's say 10 pixels, I could do that as well. So that actually put it more on the image, even though it's still in the top right corner. So I can make these a big number and literally put it in the bottom left if I wanted to. I can put it anywhere I want on there using the margin, but the position is a good way to start, start where you want. So if I preview that, you can see it's in the corner, and there it is. That's done. It looks great. A little bit of advertising on the image, and now if I save that image. Now, because I've signed into my account, only I can change this, and once that's saved, that image will have that watermarking on here. So if I go back to the browser and I refresh this, there it is. It has that watermarking on it. I would have to Photoshop this out to remove this if it's not my image on Sellercore. So even if I copy, move this around, you can see it's still there. If I were to try copying, I'll even click way down here, copy the image, go back in here, paste it. You can see that it includes it in there. So that image is watermarked. Great thing with Sellercore though is that I can remove this or change it. So if I have images already uploaded to a current auction, I don't need to relist that auction. I can change the watermarking on the fly. All my templates that already have that image in it, next time it's loaded by a viewer, it will have the different watermarking in it once that page is refreshed. So let's go back. So I'm going to touch on a PNG one real quick. We'll grab this one. So as you can see, I can see through that. So when I put it in here, now it's on there. Now I'm gonna set these back to 0, and I'm gonna put this in the middle center. All right, now when we preview this, so what you see here is that is basically blocking the laptop. That'd be very hard to remove that, but I can still see the laptop. That might be a little bit much, depends on the image you're using, but you can see the difference between using a transparent image versus not a transparent image. All right, and the last thing I want to touch on is this max ratio. So if I were to upload another image, or not upload, it's already uploaded, change the image, you can see right here that this is 600 pixels wide, where the image we're actually working with, if I move this, is 500 pixels wide. So this is technically 100 pixels wider than the laptop image we're working with. But if I click on this, what you can see happen here is that it actually took this image, it knows that it's too wide, and it downsized it to a max ratio of 80%. So that's 80% of the image that we're watermarking. So if I put this back up top, I'll put a top center, you can see that is now 80%. So 100% would be 100% of it, and then of course 50% would be 50% of it. So that way Sellercore just makes sure that the image you're using to watermark, no matter how big it is, isn't going to be bigger than your watermarked image. It's going to be 80 at most, or the default, or excuse me, 100 at most, default 80. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, please leave it in the comments below. Appreciate you watching. This is Corey with Sellercore.com. Thank you.